Thank you all. It's really great to be here today, and I've really enjoyed listening to all the talks so far, everybody's experiences and stories. There's been a lot that I've resonated with throughout today and this afternoon. So yeah, thank you for all of that. I am here to talk to you today about AI and how we can unleash the power of AI to grow your business. And it started for me with thinking about my clients in particular. I work with SME businesses, and as a marketeer, and I've been a marketeer for about 25 years now, one of the first things that always comes to mind when I start working with a new client is, what are your challenges? What are your issues? What are your problems? What are the things that you're facing at the moment? And then how can we work together, and how can I help you with that? And these are some of the common challenges that I see facing SME businesses in 2024. And there's nothing on here that will be surprising to you. You'll all feel it yourselves, or you'll have clients who are going through exactly the same things. And they're typically things like limited resources, limited time, budget constraints, always, struggles with digital transformation and inefficiencies in operations. And there's always that pressure to grow and to develop. And then always are competitors, always. Now, these for me haven't changed in business. These have been the same challenges that I think my clients have had since I first started working with clients in marketing about 25 years ago. And when I started my career, I started in digital marketing, and these are my creds. Sorry for all the letters up there, Kaz, but my clients typically tend to be universities who love all of that. Or I work on government projects and we have to bid for funding and things, so that they like that. But typically what I see with working with clients, and I have had this for about 25 years, are those challenges. And now I started my career in digital marketing 25 years ago. It's where I first entered marketing. So I was quite lucky with that. And it was at a time when digital marketing, the phrase had only just been coined. And I saw the reluctance to jump on board with digital marketing, as you'd expect, 25 years ago. But then I saw that continue. And I was lucky enough to work with an agency side and work with some really big named clients before I jumped over to working with SMEs. But that reluctance to take on board digital marketing just remained for years and years. And we've heard talks today about, if you don't get on board with things and move forward with the times, your competitors will be doing. And so if you don't, you will get left behind. And so as a digital marketer, this is how I kind of got interested in AI. And despite what it says in your book about me being an expert, I don't think anybody could be an expert in AI right now, because it is moving forward so quickly and things are changing so quickly. It's hard for anybody to say they are an expert. But as we also heard today, and I think Kaz might have said it, an expert is only somebody who's like 5 years ahead of you. Well, I won't go that far with me, with AI, but I have been using AI in my business for about 18 months, and I have been talking about AI, researching AI, and working with my clients on how they can start using AI in their business. So that's what I'm going to talk to you a bit about today. Here's some of the talks I've been delivering around the place. And I know a few friendly faces in here. I've delivered some talks for Lincoln Be Smarter. Woo, thank you for that. So this is what I usually get when I ask people how they're feeling. And I want you to just take a second to just sense check with yourselves. How do you feel about AI? You don't have to tell me, but just ask yourself the question. How do you feel about AI? Because we'll all be at different stages of our journey. We'll all have a different answer. But typically, when I've done little litmus tests and polls on rooms full of people, these are the kinds of things they come back with. And I usually find people fall into one of four camps. They're either thinking, it's all hype, it's rubbish, it's going to be gone fairly soon, I don't know what all the fuss is about, Emma. Yeah, I tried it. I put something in, and it was rubbish. It gave me a rubbish response, and I'm not using it again. Then you get those who are kind of like, yeah, I understand how to prompt now. I've been working on my prompting, and I've used a couple of different generative AI tools, and I think I'm getting better, and I'm exploring other tools. Okay. And then you get those who are a little bit like me. I think I'm sort of like here, who are like, it's amazing, it's going to change the world, it's going to do so many amazing things, I'm so excited about it. Now, all of those thoughts, feelings and opinions on AI are absolutely valid. When I talk to clients about embedding AI into their businesses, this is one of the first hurdles that we have to get over. So first of all, have to figure out where they're at in their thinking, because that could be a barrier to AI adoption. And then we have to think about their staff. How are the staff feeling about AI? Because again, that could be a barrier. And not only a barrier, it could be something that causes some major issues. If you're dealing with a room full of people like this, it's going to change the world. They're going to be really enthusiastic about it, but they might not consider some of the dangers of AI or some of the security issues around using AI, or they might not have considered the ethical implications of using AI. If you have got people that are fearful, or if you yourself are fearful, there's no wonder, because we get faced with all of these kind of headlines, okay? And we've been bombarded with these kinds of headlines over the last 18 months that I've seen in the news. And the reason is because it makes good headlines, right? AI is going to steal our jobs, AI is going to take over the world, and yeah, it makes people fearful. So if they are fearful, there's no wonder. And then you get those who've like, yeah, tried it, it's rubbish. Has anybody seen this? I'll tell you what it is. So somebody put into an image generator that they wanted a picture of salmon swimming upstream in the Scottish Highlands. And these are called hallucinations, right? So yeah, whilst AI is great and it can do loads of things, it's brilliant, it can also massively hallucinate and get things just a little bit not quite right. Or you might have seen this, which is somebody who asked Google's Gemini how to make the cheese on their pizza a little bit more sticky, and it suggested that they use glue. So whilst I am really enthusiastic about AI and I am an advocate of it, you've got to take it with an open mind, and you've got to understand its limitations. You've got to know that it will hallucinate and that it is only, a machine, and it's trained on data, and if that data's not quite right, like any piece of technology that we use, it's going to give you back dodgy results. So with that in mind, I think we can't really rely on it, but we do have to start thinking about adopting it in a sensible way. And if you're not thinking about adopting it just yet, then do consider where your competitors are, because the stats tell us that 57% of SMEs are experimenting. We've got 44% of the UK plan to invest in it. But the biggest issue is understanding the implications of it, how to adopt it ethically, safely, and then how to train staff. So that's a big issue. And I think we heard about that earlier on. It's like that issue of, do we recruit, which is difficult because AI is so new. Who's an expert in AI? It's so new, nobody is really. So that's tricky. So I think it comes down to training, and I think that's key really in terms of adoption. So if we are going to start using AI in our businesses, how do we just go about doing this? Do we just get online and just start searching for a tool and start playing, or what do we do? Well, I think like anything, and again, this is why I'm saying everything's resonated so well with me today, a strategic approach is the way forward, a strategic approach, a step by step. And our step one, going back to Emma's talk, would be that understanding people's mindsets about it, because that is the biggest barrier. And then working with them, like any change project, okay? If you're going to implement any change project in your organisation, understanding the people in the organisation and the opinions that they've got and the barriers that they've got before you put that project into place will help. So checking people's thoughts and feelings on this, and then demystifying some myths. And I've had this already early on. Somebody says, yeah, but isn't AI really expensive, Emma? And it isn't. It isn't. There's loads of free tools out there. And it's like any tools, you can do a certain amount of things for free before they then want to take your money off you, before they step you up to the next level and open it up. But the good thing about AI is there are so many tools being developed so quickly that at the moment it's such a competitive landscape that the costs are coming down on things, and the technology is improving. So I looked at a piece of technology a couple of months ago and I really wanted a feature that was going to cost me about £300 a month. And I thought, there's no way my business can afford that. It's just me, my business can't afford that. I re-looked at it a couple of weeks ago and they're now giving the same piece of technology for free. And that's because it is such a competitive landscape. So it's not too expensive. Complex, yeah, sometimes it can be a little bit complex depending on what you're trying to do. But most of the AI tools, the people that build these AI tools want you to use them, right? And so because they want you to use them, they make it easy for you to use. They provide guides and step-by-step instructions. Or perhaps it requires expert knowledge, which it doesn't. Again, it's just taking your time. That's the only thing that it's going to take to start using AI, is just your time. And it's like, when we used to change our phones all the time. And every year, if you was on a contract phone, you'd get a new phone. And then you'd get that phone, and you'd be like, I can't use it. And you'd have no clue how to use it. But, give it a week or two and you're using it all, and then you don't even think about it. And it's the same with AI. In terms of, are you ready to use AI within your business, or if you're working with clients, are your clients ready to use their business? There's a really handy tool here. This is one of the things I wanted out of this talk today, is to give you some things that you can take away and implement in your business and actually action. So if you're dealing with clients who don't know if they're ready to use AI, or if in your business you don't know if you're ready to use AI, there's a really handy tool here from Cisco which does this AI readiness assessment, and it's in your slides and you can just Google it and then you can find out if you're ready to adopt AI in your business. Next thing is to think about use cases, okay? So if you're trying to get people to start using AI, when I work with my clients, what I do is sit them down and I go, tell me what you do on a day-to-day basis. Tell me your tasks. What does a typical day look like for you? Let's talk that through. And I get them to journal it, and then we talk it through after a week. What have they been doing throughout the day? And then we look at, okay, which of these tasks don't you really like? Or which of these tasks are taking longer than you'd like? And then we look at, okay, can we find an AI tool that will help you with that task and just start to improve productivity, help you get more done. Now, this is a really great infographic from Microsoft, from Copilot, and it's in your slides. You won't be able to read it all, but it kind of plots a life in the day of a marketeer, which I thought was relevant for this session. Things that marketeers might be doing. And at the top here, we've got somebody's engaged with customers, they've got a lot of customer data, they need to summarize that customer data. So they're using Copilot, they're a Microsoft subscriber, they're using Copilot in Teams to just go through that data and summarize it, which is great, saving them loads of time. That means they don't have to do it themselves. Then they'll go on to draft a customer message. Rather than writing emails from scratch, they're using Copilot in Outlook, and Copilot's prompting them and helping them write their emails, again, saving them some time. If you think about some of the common challenges facing SMEs and the reasons why we're kind of low on productivity, it's all these things that take us time. Identifying themes, you might then use Copilot in Word or Copilot in Forms to go through the data and just interrogate that data and identify some common themes in the interview. So you can pull that out. Analysing data, if you've got actual data in an Excel spreadsheet, again, you can use Copilot in Excel. Sharing results, you might want to share results with your team. You can use Copilot in PowerPoint and in Teams. And then if you want to thank the shareholders again, you might use Outlook in Copilot in Outlook. But say you're not an Outlook fan. Say you don't like Copilot. Say you think Copilot's mega clunky. Okay, what else can you do, all right? Because loads of us are like, tried Copilot, don't really like it. It's a bit clunky. I think it is. Loads of other tools out there that you can use, okay? So if you've not tried some of these are like entry-level AI tools that you can have a play with, see how you feel about them. Otter AI and Fathom. I use Fathom with Zoom. So if I do any meetings, any interviews, I put Fathom on as well, and Fathom just records the whole meeting in Teams, in Zoom, sorry. It records it all, and it gives you some really great, there's Otter AI as well, I've tried both of them, they're both brilliant, but I prefer Fathom. It streamlines meeting summaries for you, so you don't have to take any notes. I work as a marketing mentor sometimes, so often I'm really trying to do that active listening as a mentor, and when I'm doing that, I can't write notes. So this helps me because it summarises the meeting into topic areas. It also outlines every single question I've asked, every single question they've asked, and it pulls out the key points from it. It looks a bit like this, and you'll see this in your slide notes with permission. I was allowed to use this one. And it just kind of will tell you, you can see the meeting purpose, the takeaways, the topics. I'm a marketeer, so we talk about ideal client profiles and things like that. Questions I asked, questions they asked. It's all in there, it's brilliant. So that's one to try if you've not tried it. Drafting customer messages, if you don't like Copilot but you want some help with your drafting your customer messages, and maybe you're not a copywriter, you might use ChatGPT or Copy AI, something like that, just to give you a bit of a boost, save a bit of time, get your first drafts out. Identifying themes, I've used Thematic, but I know somebody who's used Monkey Learn as well, and these are two really good tools for identifying themes. So say you've done some customer satisfaction surveys, something like that. You've taken all of the information back in and you want to analyse it. Thematic is a great one for getting out the themes in it. Analysing data, other tools are available other than the Copilot ones. Data Robot, H2O AI, good ones to check out. Sharing results, Canva. I love Canva. I do all of my slides in Canva, and there's some great AI support within Canva. There is also beautiful AI as well. If you're not a fan of PowerPoint or you just want to level up your presentations in some way. Thanking stakeholders, again, you could use something like Grammarly or Lavender, which works really well with emails. Okay. So just a bit of an intro to some tools there that I've been testing out that I recommend. Talking about use cases, okay, so this is kind of what I went through for myself and my own business. Obviously, I'm a trainer, I'm a consultant, a mentor and a trainer, and a lot of the training that I do, I deliver face-to-face because I like talking to people face-to-face. And a potential client came and said, Emma, I want you to give some training to people in my company. We're putting in place a mentoring program. And I work with the Association of Business Mentors. I'm their ambassador for the North, so I do quite a bit of work with business mentors, and I support and train their business mentors. And they'd asked me if I'd deliver some business mentoring training. And I said, yeah, sure, cool, we'll do it online. And we'll get everybody together and we'll break it down into 10 sessions. And and she said, no, we can't do that. We're a global company. People are all over the world. They're logging in at different times. You're going to have to record it, Emma. I'm a marketeer, I'm not a techie. Okay, so I'm like, oh, I've record it. And I can deliver in front of an audience, yeah, but put me in front of a camera where I'm talking to just a camera and I'm literally like, I can't do it. I just can't do it. So I thought, oh, this is a really good piece of work. I really don't want to turn it down. How am I going to do it? And I thought, I'm just going to find an AI tool, aren't I? That's what I'm going to do. So I went, yes, I can do that. No problem. I'll have that for you. Are you okay if we use AI? Maybe I might use an AI avatar for this. And she went, yeah, okay, let's do that. So I said, the benefits are it's going to cost you a lot less because it's probably going to take me a lot less time to produce it and to edit it and to do it and to script it. So she said, great. So I charged her less, created an AI version of myself, which is AI Emma, which is a bit starry-eyed. So I'm actually glad that it's slightly different than real Emma, otherwise I might be too freaked out by that. So this is AI Emma. I'm hoping this is going to work. If it doesn't work, I'll post it on LinkedIn.
I'm Emma's avatar. I am completely AI and will be supporting Emma in the delivery of engaging and exciting marketing and AI training for her clients.
There you go, it worked, great. So yeah, speaks a little bit posher than me, which I quite like. I'm going to have to change my voice. And I wonder if when I trained it, I was like reading a script and I was putting my best presentation voice on. Do you know what I mean? So I'm going to have to redo it with my whole accent and hope that it picks up. So yeah, so this is AI Emma, and what it means now is that I can create a script, what I would have said, and I just upload the script and she'll say it for me. Scary, I know, it's scary, but it means I can charge my clients less, I can take my work. I did 8 videos, 10 minutes long, 4 for mentors, 4 for mentees. Scripted it, recorded it, edited it, did all the slides behind it, checked it, copy checked it, everything else. So we've got 8 videos, 10 minutes long. How long would you think that would usually take you? Say again?
A while.
A while, yep.
Weeks. Yeah.
Weeks. If you're not techie as well, weeks. Yeah. 5 days. Literally 5 days, from start to finish, 5 days. So in terms of productivity and boosting productivity, these are the kinds of wins you can get in terms of taking work you might not have otherwise been able to take before. Again, these are some of the kind of wins that you can get with using AI. So, some top tips, tools and tricks for you. Okay, I've got to say about the safety sides of things, staying safe whilst using generative AI. These are in your slides, so have a good look through these, have a read through these. I can't actually see how long I've got left because there's a big screen on top of the sign there, Tom. But yeah, have a look through your book at these. Some tips to keep you safe whilst using AI. The biggest thing is to use generic inputs, okay? Don't put any information into your AI if it's open AI and the rest of the world could see that. So if it's something that should be behind a paywall or something that you would usually gate or some sensitive information or some customer information, don't upload it into any AI, okay? Protect your intellectual property. Obviously, if it's something that belongs to you, if you're working on something and it's your intellectual property, then make sure that you're not uploading that sort of stuff. Always add a personal touch to anything that comes out of AI. This is a big thing for me. I always say AI is co-creation and co-intelligence. It's not a done for you. You can't just get it to do stuff for you. You've got to co-create with it. It needs that human touch. It needs you to be the expert in the room, and it works best when you use it in that way. You use it to enhance what you do, okay? So think about the safety rules with it. Obviously, stay up to date with best practices. Things are changing all the time. Policies and processes around AI are changing all the time. Try and stay up to date with any regulations that are coming into play and any privacy policies. I know it's difficult, but just do try and check the privacy policies of any tools that you use to see where your data is going to end up. And educate your team. This is a big one for me. Educate your team. If your team feel confident using AI, if your team know some of the pitfalls of using AI, if you've prepared them right, then your businesses will grow because you've got somebody using AI and somebody not using AI. The person using AI is going to be doing the job of about 10 people compared to the person not using AI. But make sure you empower them, okay? And we do now need to, it's a bit boring, but I've been delivering a lot of training on things like writing policies, how you get across governance of it. So do think about that for your businesses, okay? So hands up in the room if you've used ChatGPT. Yeah, great. Hands up in the room if you've set your custom instructions in ChatGPT. Just a few. Not the people that was in the Lincoln Be Smarter training. Thanks, Jodie.
We ended it, though, we did.
Okay, so if you've not set your custom instructions, this is my top tip for you for ChatGPT. And this usually happens when people are like, yeah, I've used ChatGPT. It gave me a load of rubbish back. And I'm like, well, it will because it's a tool, it's a machine, and you've got to train that machine, okay? You've got to set the parameters for it. And AI works best when, well, it actually works best when you make it the hero in the story. So if you say to it, okay, it's like, pretend it's like an actor or your assistant that you've just hired, and you're saying, let me give you some background. You know, you wouldn't employ somebody and not give them any background into your business. You wouldn't onboard them. You wouldn't not onboard them. So think of this as onboarding your ChatGPT. You're giving it some background as to who you are, what you do, what the story is, what the background is. And when it understands that, the parameters in which it's working, then you tell it who you need it to act as. And it loves to act as the hero, and it loves to help you, okay? So it even works, sometimes I found my prompting, if I say to it like, it's really important that we get this right. I'm counting on you here. If we don't do this, my client's going to be really cross and angry, so I need you to pause and think before you answer this question. Provide your answer in a step-by-step approach. And the reason I'm saying that is because AI, it just predicts the next thing it's going to say, okay? It's not thinking things through. And so it'll just quickly give you a reply. If you can get it to pause, to stop, to answer things step by step, you'll get a better response from it. This is the first step in doing that. It's setting your custom instructions, okay? You just go to customize ChatGPT, and you can fill this in, and there's a big amount of space that you can fill it in, and I suggest filling it all in, as much information as possible. Now, it took me absolutely ages to do this, and I actually used ChatGPT to help me. I said, act as a specialist in setting your custom instructions, critically analyse the custom instructions that I've set, and give me tips and advice on how to create better custom instructions for you so that you can help me to do my job better. And so I've come up with these custom instructions, and you can have these as a template. It's not the best template, it's a bit rudimental, it's just a Google Doc, but you can have it. If it's in your slides, you can just screenshot that. Don't do it now because I've got some stuff to get through. Just screenshot it and then set your own custom instructions, okay? But do change all the red bits. because all the red bits are my bits and you don't want to be working in my business. And there's other bits you might want to change, like I've put my unique business methodology. That might be your unique brand or something like that, your unique way of working. But do that, set your custom instructions, then see what you're getting back at ChatGPT, and do let me know. Send me a message on LinkedIn. I'm really chatty on LinkedIn. Send me a message, let me know if it's made a difference. That's the first thing. Second thing is your prompting. Make sure you're telling it who you want it to act as. I've tried this one, act as a business strategist, develop a business plan for the next 12 months, aimed at helping my business to increase sales by 20%, expand market presence into new geographical areas, and improve customer retention by 15%. So you've got to give it those parameters in which to work in, and you can see an example of how that plays out on that QR code. Loads of these that you can use, and they're in your slides for you to take away with you and have a play with after the session and have a look at what that brings up. The key thing to remember is telling it who you're acting as, what you want it to do, what the sort of parameters are, and what you want it to give you back. So explain to it what you want it to give you back, okay? Get so many people working with generative AI who are using it a bit like Google. It's not Google, so you have to give it more instructions than that. So do sense check it. I put that business one in and I asked it for some marketing objectives. And my business goals were to increase sales by 20%, expand market presence into new geographical areas, and improve customer retention. And these are the marketing objectives it gave me. Launch a new product line. Okay, that might do that one. Enhance brand awareness through digital marketing. Okay, that'll do that one. But what about this one? Improve customer retention by 15%. Increase website traffic by 25%. Is that the best marketing objective, Toms? It's not, no. Okay, so you still have to be the expert in the room. You still have to sense check it. It's not a done for you. But just go back to it and tell it, that's not what I wanted. Review it, analyse it, think about this again, and come back with a better answer, because that's not going to work. And it does do. It came back with a better answer. And it gave me these: implement a loyalty program. Yes. Increase customer engagement through personalised content. Yes, great. Okay, so you have to sense check it. That's what I'm saying. There's some more of these in your slide deck for you. It doesn't matter whether you want help with your content marketing, your video marketing, your LinkedIn marketing, whatever you need help and support with. ChatGPT can act as an ideation generator for you and help you. And there's loads of this. This is my other top tip for you to use, and I use these as like extensions. I'll say, if I get something back I don't like, I'll say, evaluate, critique and analyse your previous response out of 10. 1 being terrible, 10 being excellent, and explain how you'd make it a 10 out of 10. So you can work with it to get a better response. Or sometimes I tap this on the end of my prompts. Before starting, ask me any questions so you can give me the best possible answer. That works really well. Don't limit yourself to ChatGPT. There are loads of tools you can look at, and these are in your slides for you to have a play with. Do think about Humantic. This is one I wanted to introduce you to. If you're not in, we were talking earlier about understanding your target audience and understanding their pains, their fears, what matters most to them. It underpins all of marketing, understanding that. And this is one of the tools that I've been using. It's called Humantic AI, and there's a video that explains it way better than I can. So I'm just going to play you this because it's a brilliant one. All right, possibly want to integrate with your CRM, Tom. If you want to see in your slides an example of what this looks like, you get a report out, and I had somebody who came along to Lincoln Be Smarter do it on me, because I didn't think it was fair to share anybody else's for my training. But if you want to see what it kicks out, Sharon from Blue Light Consulting on Toby's magazine gave me the report on me. It's nearly right. It's not exactly right. I'd say it's about 95% right, but you can see what it sort of kicks out. It tells you, if you're trying to sell to me, what to do and what not to do. So if anybody's got anything they want to sell to me, then please just do have a look at this first before you do. It's going to save you loads of time, and it's going to stop me from being irritated. So yeah, what to do when you're cold calling, what to do when you're writing an email, some insights on moving a deal forward with me. It's got an ocean profile, if any of you are into that, and a disc profile, which is almost right for me. This is the bit that's slightly off, but not bad considering it's just scraped information from across the internet to give you some insights on me. And you can see how this could work for sales teams, I'm sure, or for recruitment, you know, really good. Another one that I use all the time is Scribe. If you've got to create standard operating procedures, Scribe's really great. Say you've got a CRM system and you've just onboarded somebody new and you're trying to show them how to work your CRM system, just use Scribe, go through the steps yourself. It'll kick out a standard operating step by step, step 1, step 2, step 3. It just records the screen and then you can edit it. This has been saving me and my clients absolutely hours. Perplexity instead of Google, I don't know, I've pretty much not Googling anymore. I'm just using Perplexity. If you've not tried it, do. It's like a souped up version of Google. It's even better. Yeah, try it. Final few things for you, because I know I'm out of time. There's some prompts here for you. My aim today was that if you're not using AI or you've just dabbled a little bit and you want to build your confidence up, that you go away with something that you can try, something that you can implement. And as a trainer, for me, it's all about actionable insights. So hopefully you'll go away with something that you can action within your business. And this is for you. You can download this as 18 prompts to increase the productivity in your business, and they're all caveated with a security note to get you thinking about the security sides of it. So have a look at that on your QR and do try that out. Remember, co-intelligence and co-creation, that's what AI is all about. It's not done for you, it's done with you. You have to be the expert in the room. Co-intelligence, co-creation. Commit to 3 actions from today. As a trainer, like I said, it's no good for me if you don't take something away from today. There are places in your books to write actions. Please write down some actions of some things you're going to do as a result of this talk. That will absolutely make my day. And if you do try something out and you want to chat about it, please get in touch with me on LinkedIn. If you know anybody who needs some training delivering, then that's what I do. These are the sort of courses that I deliver, and I bespoke courses, so I can write them and deliver them. And please connect on LinkedIn. Thank you very much. Oh, I've gone. Sorry. God.
With that humanic AI thing,
Yeah,
did you have
humantic.
to fill in like some sort of quiz, or did it just scour the internet for information?
It just scrapes the internet. I mean, I know that's weird, but it's not anything that you couldn't do yourself if you wanted to. So if you was going to go for an interview or go for a meeting, you'd probably check somebody out on LinkedIn and check out their social presence. It's just doing it automatically.
Would it be impacted by like your privacy settings or anything?
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes it throws up this person hasn't got enough of a digital presence to be able to give a report. That does happen sometimes. But it even managed to pull up a report on my husband, who's like an absolute digital, like, no, not doing it. So, yeah,
Scary.
I know, scary.
2 very quick questions if we can, conscious of break. David Ogender first, please.
Do you know why Google said to put glue in the pizza?
Yeah. It came because it scraped the information from Reddit, from a post on Reddit that was about like 10 years old. And it just proves the point that it is a machine and it is just as good as the data that's in it. And it's taken it from a Reddit post. So it does need sense checking. It's not quite there yet, that. I mean, what you've got to think of is AI development's like a jagged edge. Some things it's brilliant at, some things it's rubbish at, but that jagged edge is moving forward all the time, so it's only getting better. So if you attack it with the idea of it's as worse as it's ever going to be, it will get better.
It's probably scraped that from food staging.
Yeah, advertising.
Yeah. Yeah, and I always think I ask myself the question, is it better than the most available human to me at the moment?
Yes.
As we used to use a lot of calculators in my previous job, and it was numbers, and we used to talk about calculator, put shit in, you get shit out.
Yeah.
So you look at it and think, right, that doesn't work out because the aircraft doesn't weigh 1,700 kilos. It's easily 11,000 kilos or something more.
Yeah.
That gross error check is what you put into it, what you're going to get out.
Yeah.
Does it look right? Quick scan. Very last question, Katie, please.
Is there any way you can secure your information so you could upload something that could be confidential and not allow it to go out to the wider world?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not a techie, I'm just a dabbler in AI, but there are ways. And I've had some clients who have sort of like firewalled a GPT version. So they firewalled ChatGPT within their business. So anything that they put on there was not going to go outside of their business, but they could still take all the information from externally. And I think there's something that you can do with Lama. We were talking about it earlier on, wasn't we? So yeah, I think you can create your own contained GPT.
Sorry, that was
Lama, yeah, that's Meta's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And what did you use for the Emma AI video?
Synthesia.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, it's really great.
Very quick, basic question. So, and this is a layman's question, but is ChatGPT the base of everything that's out there, or are there all these others built? The database that everything's built on, all these facts and where it's feeding it from. Is it all from one source, or are some of these other companies getting their data from? So, like the glue thing, would the glue thing crop up in everything that you did that search for? Is it only ChatGPT that's in because their data set is different from the other data
Yeah, they're all
sets.
currently, at the moment, as far as I know, and I'm not, as I say, a techie, but I think they're taking their data from different sources. So you've got the key players, you've got OpenAI, you've got Meta with their Lama, and that they take different information from different places. You've got Google's Gemini. So Gemini takes it from Google, from what's on Google, from what I understand.
I was just going to say,
Sorry.
I was on a, yeah, I was just
Don't
going
worry
to
about
say,
anyone else, Emma. You can ask your question. That's not your break.
an AI course a couple of weeks ago, and we would put the same prompts into 3 different engines.
Yeah,
I put it into ChatGPT, put it into Poe, running
yeah,
based within it, and also Google's Gemini.
yeah,
ChatGPT scored lowest.
yeah,
Google's Gemini scored best.
yeah.
But that's quite an investment on your Google Workspace account.
And would it have scored so low if you'd have set your custom instructions and made sure your prompts were all tip-top? Who knows?
Yeah.
As I say, it's a moving line.
Brilliant.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.